What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another video. Today is March 21st, 2023, and man, there's some crazy times out there. Let's talk about it, but first, a quick disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor, so please do your own research and consult with a financial advisor before making any investment decision, like buying gold or silver, or following any of the strategies I discuss on this YouTube channel. The channel's for entertainment purposes only. Also, guys, if you guys are into my videos, please share them far and wide, like the video, subscribe to the channel, check out my website, My Road to Wealth and Freedom, link in the description below. I wrote an article yesterday about this ongoing banking crisis. Too much to go into here, so check that out. I do appreciate it. Do appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me too. So today, gold taking a bit of a breather. Yesterday, big rally on the markets on the back of the Credit Suisse buyout by UBS that totally screwed over the bondholders. Since post-global financial crisis, all these financial institutions issued these bail-in bonds, and they were considered to be the safest shit out there. Nothing could be safer except for maybe a treasury or something like that. I know here in Canada, the big five banks, they've just been gorging, like everyone's into these bonds and stuff like that. And then what did we see happen over the weekend to the bondholders of Credit Suisse who held the same type of bonds? They were wiped out. Nothing, zero, zilch, went to zero. The supposedly safe security, the safe, prudent way to manage money, to invest, to whatever, you've just lost everything. And that, to me, and probably to a lot of other financial pundits out there, captures the essence of the problem that happens when all of these bubbles burst. And the problem is that the supposedly safe, sure thing actually ends up being the most riskiest thing that takes you down. We saw that with treasuries. Everyone's holding U.S. treasuries on their books or whatever their sovereign bonds that the bank is. I imagine our Canadian banks hold Bank of Canada bonds. Well, everyone's sitting on these like major losses. Potentially maybe 20% losses or something like that. And what happens? Well, if they need liquidity, if there's a run on the bank, they need to sell those things at a loss. And you can only do that so long until you end up collapse like all those regional banks we saw the prior week. So anyway, so I'm not too thrilled about that. I bet you a lot of people I know over in Europe, there was a big crisis brewing with those type of bonds because they're looking at Deutsche Bank, a bunch of other banks there, credit, what is it called? Credit spreads were blowing out. I don't know if this situation is under control or what. My sense is probably not. There's probably more to come. There's going to be more shoes to drop. One thing is for sure, these countries, these central banks came out with a coordinated effort Sunday night to do daily dollar swap lines as opposed to weekly. There's a lot of stress in the system, and they're panicking, man. They are panicking because they know that bad things happen. But I don't want to kind of dwell too much on that. I just kind of find that as funny. Those bail-in bonds were created after the financial crisis so that, the public purse did not need to bail out banks ever again. What would happen is equity shareholders would go to zero and lose everything. Bondholders still retain a claim. But these bail-in bonds had a special feature where in the event a bank, goes bust, they would convert from debt to equity and kind of recapitalize the bank. And I think they offer a bit higher of an interest rate versus just a straight bank corporate bond or something like that. But anyway, it's just interesting. All of these shenanigans, always fall apart. And again, like it erodes trust in the system. It erodes public confidence and trust. That's why there's runs on banks. That's why now who's going to want to touch those bonds? What did the Swiss government came out and said, we had to do that because it was a special circuit. Like they will change the rules on the fly no matter what. We saw that with the nickel thing last year in March 2022 on the Comex, blew out, and they refused to pay, and just all sorts of games and stuff like that. But you don't need to get angry. You don't need to worry about it and stress. All you need to do is kind of keep your head on your shoulders. Keep using your head to keep thinking things through, and slowly and surely accumulate wealth. Whether that's in the form of having a paid off home, having savings in the bank or under your mattress or whatever, having physical gold and silver and that type of thing. Don't use leverage, not in these times. At least that's how I'm playing this stuff. I honestly don't know. I my gold and silver mining stocks and the physical obviously have done extremely well in the last week. Gold loves financial stress. But today they're taking a breather. They're down, I think last I saw gold was 1950. So I mean that's down 50, $65, something like that from it was over 20. I think it was around 2015 dollars an ounce Sunday night into Monday morning, and then it kind of went back down to 1983, and now we're down to 1950. I honestly don't care about the price, to be honest. I don't really view gold as like a big investment. It's just basically a hedge, just some insurance. Yeah, so that's my spiel for today. I don't need to go into it. It is good to have, and in times like these, like last week and that, just stress free. I don't really have much at risk, much at stake, and I can sleep at night with that. So come what may. But anyways, what I wanted to do was, the other week I won this at a Stax auction, Stax Bowers, really great auction house if you're into like rare coins and stuff like that, and really beautiful gold Napoleon 40 franc piece. So you can see I got some gold and silver here. Silver has been doing really great. I actually bought some of that Sprott physical silver, and I'm up about maybe 10-12% or whatever since I bought it. I literally bought it like a week and a half ago or something like that, 2 weeks ago maybe, kind of before all hell broke loose. So looks like I got my timing right. It wasn't a huge position, but rather than buy like another tube of silver, I decided to kind of like go that way in case I needed to liquidate quickly or anything like that. But I don't liquidate my physical, for the record, guys. I hold on to that. But what I want to show you guys today is this. This is a gold 20 franc, and I kind of picked this up last year. It's Napoleon III. I got this off of AppMax, and I was just really interested in it because it was like such a really cool historical coin. Napoleon III, we all know the history about him. You can check out that prior video or my website, My Road to Wealth and Freedom, and I did a thing on that. But I really like the look of this coin. I like the reefs, old Canadian coins, quarters, nickels, dimes, and 50-cent pieces and stuff like that. They all had this laurel reef around it, and it's just a really beautiful looking coin. I don't know, for some reason I just really like them. But anyways, I want you guys just to take note of the date. It's 1856. Now, in my last video, I said I wasn't really shopping for gold after I picked up that 40 franc Napoleon. However, there are certain times and certain things that I just buy automatically for fear of regret. And one of the things that popped up at my LCS the other week was this coin here. It is a gold 20 franc Napoleon III. It's a really good shape. They're grading this as an EF, but basically you're just paying like almost like just the bullion value. But it's in 1855, so the year before this other one. And I just thought, how cool would it be if just over my buying these coins, stacking journey, I end up with like a run in 1854, 5, 6, all the way to, I think 1860s when they changed the design on the front here. So, yeah, anyways, it looks to be, again, another really great coin. I haven't really compared the two side by side. Trying to But again, it's like really, really nice detail. There's still luster left in this coin. Not so much with the APMEX one. So maybe that APMEX, I think it was just average circulation that I got. So that might be like maybe a VF or something like that. But this is a really nice looking 20 franc gold piece. And I wasn't in the market to buy another piece of gold after that auction purchase, but opportunity knocked, and I seized the initiative. I took advantage, and so I picked it up. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. And I've been meaning to put in, to pick up some coins, put in an order and stuff like that. Mainly, I just want to kind of move these ones out of the way. Mainly because I was telling you guys in the other video, my kids are starting to kind of, or at least my son was starting to get into some coin collecting and that. And I just think that's a great way to, if you get kids, if you want to start to introduce them to real money, what money was, over 50 years ago, gold and silver and stuff like that. It's worthwhile. So I actually, they had some junk silver scrap, 80% silver, pre 67 and before, was made in 80% silver here in Canada. And 1967 was our centennial year, and the government came out with a bunch of really cool looking coins to kind of celebrate Canada and blah blah blah. Well, in the 1967 series, they put some animals, some like iconic, I don't know, Canadian animals on the coinage. And the 25-cent piece has the bobcat. The dime had a fish. I don't know, it was like a trout or something like that. The nickel had a rabbit. The penny had a bird. The 50-cent $half there had a howling wolf, which is really cool. And of course, the loonie or the dollar coin had a Canada goose on it there. So anyways, I just thought it would be really interesting. Kids like animals and crap like that. So I just thought it'd be really interesting to kind of pick it up and pick up a bunch of junk silver, and they're going to want to touch and play. So I didn't want to buy like a nice uncirculated stuff for these guys. They're going to ding it around, and they're going to enjoy it. But one of the things I really want them to hear is just listening to the sound of real silver. It has real weight to it, real metal to it. Unlike that crap we have now, this nickel plated steel and just garbage. So anyway, yeah, this particular coin that I'm holding looks to me like, I haven't really checked it out under, a magnifying glass or anything, but this looks like a really decent example. This is something that maybe he can put in like a little coin holder or something like that. The fields are looking pretty good to me. You might have the odd mark here or there. There's a whole lot of like flat field in the background of that bobcat. But yeah, anyway, so as maybe they can use some of these for like a little collection, right? Like coins are meant to be enjoyed and played with, and all of these are really interesting. Oh wait, here's another one. This one might even be better. I'm just really happy that these aren't all beat up and rubbed off and stuff like that. But anyway, so that's that. But I haven't really sorted through. I also got some $half here. So I'm not sure what's the year on that. 1945. Wow, 1945. I guess that year it wasn't I know there's a lot of coins from like that late 40s period in Canada that are quite valuable. Any silver dollar from 1945 to 48 is really valuable. 45, 46 especially, 47s, the 47 maple leaf. There's all sorts of different varieties. Of course, the king of dollars is the 1948 silver dollar. Here's a 1945 $half. And that to me seems like it should actually have some sort of numismatic value over and above. It's just scrap silver value. This doesn't look to be in too bad a shape. Probably maybe a VF. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe a fine. It does look pretty worn, but maybe a VF. I don't know. I'd have to go get out my little coin guide and stuff like that. But I bought this as scrap, so I'm not too concerned to be too careful. Here's a really nice one. Look at the toning. You kind of got that nice bluish sort of hue down there in the corner. This is a 1962. I actually, in my own, like, you know, from my grandparents, that type of thing, I actually have a 1962 half, and it's pretty cool. That's the young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. I've always liked this design, you know, the young portrait and all the lettering all the way around. This kind of seems like really cool. Of course, it has like the coat of arms of Canada on the front. What else did I get here? 1965. I was sort of hoping I might get a 67 with the Howling Wolf, but not that lucky. There's a 1952. It's pretty toned up there. King George VI. Anyway, well, that's it for today. I don't really have much else to say. Hope you guys are still doing the right thing, adding, you know, a little bit of weight to your stacks, and you know, picking up some real physical in these crazy trying times. The more, you know, every day, you know, this whole the unfolding of everything in the past, you know, 10-15 years, it's just more and more. It just makes you realize that, you know, you need to actually be protecting yourself. You need to hold physical gold and silver, and you need to protect yourself. So that's all for today, guys. Thanks so much for being fans. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed checking out some old gold and some scrap Canadian silver. Please like the video, subscribe to my channel, check out my website, My Road to Wealth and Freedom. Link is in the description below. I just wrote that article yesterday. Check it out. Please comment on it. You know, challenge my assumptions or whatever. I appreciate it all. Take care.